Our guest says stocks continue to be very resilient in the face of a lot of negative headlines. However, even in the US, where stocks have lagged many other markets, they're being led by financials. Let's get more from Diana Avigdor, Portfolio Manager and Head of Trading at Barometer Capital Management. Diana, thanks very much indeed. I mean, I guess the market does climb a wall of worry, but you can see a bunch of reasons why people will be shying away from stocks.
I understand, absolutely. And it's been very volatile. We had a bull market and a bear market all in 6 weeks, right? In North America, the rest of the world has pretty much done okay. If you looked at just the headlines, be it macroeconomics, geopolitical, markets should be down a lot more, but yet Europe and Canada making new 52-week highs, and U.S. is just a handful of percent below its highs. I understand, but what's the option? People are seeking liquidity in places where they put their money. Bond market is not an option. Some commodities, with the exception of gold, but even gold, but oil, very erratic, pushed down by supply, and then you get a geopolitical headline that makes it spike up. It's really tough. So people need to put their money somewhere, and they're putting it in businesses that will eventually figure it out.
You do like the look of some financial stocks, JP Morgan, even though Jamie Dimon is, as usual, gloomy about economic threats, and Santander and Morgan Stanley are ideas that appeal to you right now.
Yeah, so the anatomy of our portfolio was from beginning of the year is that markets were selling off. We were taken out of our positions and we raised cash. At the high, we were almost 45%. We're now sitting at about 10. So in the sell-offs do provide opportunities, and that is why it's good to have a little bit of cash. 10% is still high, but it's still volatile out there. There still could be opportunities in the sell-off, and throughout the rally since April lows, we've added some names. Some of the names that we added were things that held in, things like Morgan Stanley, and we do have pretty heavy overweight in financials. Financials have led everywhere, have been doing pretty well outside of North America as well. In Canada, we've had Fairfax, and some of the exchanges have also done pretty well, like TMX we've had for a long time, but we've also added CME as option volumes continue to increase in the market as people buy and sell so-called portfolio insurance and stock insurance. So there's been opportunities in this sector for sure.
You do like the exchanges, TMX Group. We've seen that stock hitting record highs lately, and also CME as option volumes grow.
Absolutely. So yeah, option volumes have had the biggest volume increase on the exchanges in the last decade, frankly, as all stock markets, news flow, and access has been democratized, including in the option flow side. So you now have people that manage their own portfolios, not just trading or investing in stocks, but also accessing the option market.
That's interesting. So more retail or accounts getting into options. I have heard it said, though, that's a good way to lose money, options, unless you're very careful.
That's very true. You need to know what you're doing at all times, including when you do your stocks. But definitely, the access has been made so much easier. But yeah, you got to be vigilant and know what you're doing. One
tech stock you've added is CrowdStrike, CRWD. What was the attraction there?
Think of so CRWD, CrowdStrike is a security company, and think of that as the utility of technology. Mag 7, all of these are growthy stocks, and their chart patterns, which we like to look at, as well as fundamentals, has just gotten to look better despite the rally. But security it's not something that is going to be going away for any business. It's your last spend that you will cancel, if at all, right? That's why we call it the utility of tech. So it's the security side, the safe side of technology.
That's interesting. Yeah. Just I don't know how much of society's resources is used now trying to fight off internet bandits and hackers, black hat hackers. Thank you very much, Diana, for joining us. Really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Anytime.
Diana Avigdor, Portfolio Manager and Head of Trading at Barometer Capital Management.